please welcome to the stage my partner here, Amod Gupta, our Group Product Manager for Business IQ.
Thanks, Kendall. Delighted to be here.
It's awesome to have you here, Amod. So what I want to take everyone through in the next 15 minutes is give you a quick walkthrough on how to set up Business IQ for your deployment of AppDynamics and the new features in Fall 16. We've put together an e-commerce app for a luxury retailer in San Francisco, AppDynamics. They do fashion for the discerning performance professional, many of you in the audience. And what we have here is an iPad view of their browser app, right? So as a CMO, as a digital leader, I always start with the UX and the flow, right? You land here on the home page. You can see Amod kind of toggling through. He's going to log in. He's already a customer, you can tell. He looks fantastic today. He's going to go ahead and browse the new fall-winter collection. He's going to pick out something nice for himself.
Wow.
High neck sateen dress. Let's go ahead and add that to our cart. And we're going to go ahead and check out. And as you see Amod kind of navigating through the user flow, you see we're building out the funnel. And this funnel on the right is what we really care about. We want to understand that conversion top to bottom. So this is incredibly useful. And have we done our order confirmation?
We have, yes.
Beautiful. There it is. Oh, thank you. And confirmation. See? I get nervous if we don't make it all the way to the bottom of the funnel. Now, what we want to do next is we want to toggle over. Let's take a look at this from the AppDynamics side. Let's go ahead and look at the controller and how we're instrumenting this and getting a picture for AppDynamics. So if we could bring up the other screen on the desktop, that'd be great. Awesome. So all of you already know the visual flow map here. And when I joined AppDynamics, this is one of the things that I loved. The ability to really have this visual map of my application and the topology for the first time, something that I didn't have as often as I wanted in the past. And obviously, all of this is based off of business transactions. So it really sets the foundation for doing real-time business monitoring, which is critical. Now, we've got these BTs here. We've got the controller. Amod, how do we start setting up Business IQ?
Yeah. Turning on Business IQ is really simple. You go into the configuration, select the app that you want. We'll pick up the AppDynamics app that we just showed you. Check this box here, and that's it. By default, we pre-select all the business transactions that are flowing through your system, but you can pick and choose the ones you don't want. Extracting business data out is also super simple. You can set up data collectors by specifying classes and methods. We can collect method information, we can collect return values, we can collect parameter values. As you can see, I've set up a bunch of these here. This one, for example, collects order total from the confirmed transactions that are flowing through your system.
That's great. So we've set up some data collectors. How do we get this live? When are we going to do the new release?
Yeah, adding this, you can do this at runtime. You don't need any source code changes.
That's key. He's already saving me time. We can implement this at runtime just with some configurations and start getting to work. Well, let's go ahead. Let's start with a simple question, which is how many big orders are coming through AppDynamics? You know, it's one of the key things I want to know going into the holidays here. Maybe we could take a look at our top orders over $100.
Sure. Querying your business metrics is really simple. We'll use ADQL to look at how many high-value orders are coming.
So I can see he's doing a pretty standard SQL statement, ADQL, if you're not familiar with it. He's adding a where clause, filtering down just to the orders greater than 100. There we go. I'm going to go add a count star so we can get a count of those orders as well. Awesome.
Yeah, that's it. So as simple as that, you could get a count of total number of orders in the last 15 minutes that were over $100. But I know, Kendall, you're going to want it again and again. So you can also save this as a metric, which means this query will be executed once every minute, and the data will be stored in our metric system and big data platform, Signal IQ. Let me go ahead and do that.
Awesome.
Let's call it high-value orders.
OK.
And that's it. Now we have a new metric, which is being stored in the same platform, Signal IQ, that's used by our APM and EUM tools.
Awesome. So we've got the metrics streaming in every minute, which is awesome. How do we get a look at business health? Because that's the next thing I want to know is kind of, is this metric performing or not performing?
Yeah. You can set up health rules on this metric in much the same way you would do for APM. I'm going to go in here create a new health rule on the metric that we just created. Let's call it high value health rule. One of the things that people like about AppDynamics is the baselines we provide. These baselines can be used on performance metrics and business metrics. Let me pick the metric we just created, high value orders. By default, we give you an option to choose from many different baselines, but you can create your own also. I'm going to go with the default baseline for the purposes of this demo. Be alerted when this deviates by 2 standard deviations. Hit save, and that's it. I've got a new health rule.
That's great. So we've got a baseline now. So not just for our application performance data, but also for our business metrics. So now, how do I get a visualization of that? How do I understand what's actually happening with the health rule?
Yeah,
I'm probably not going to be in here every day as a business person,
Yeah.
maybe as a technical person.
We can alert you via emails when something goes wrong. We can alert you via SMS, even on Slack. But you can also visualize the status of this health rule on a dashboard. Let me create a new dashboard and show you how straightforward it is to do that. We've got a bunch of widgets. You can pick and choose from different ones. We've got metric widgets, health rule widgets. I'm going to pick a simple one, the health status widget, and connect it to the health rule we just created. And that's it. As simple as that. You've now got a health status widget on your dashboard.
That's great. We got a big green circle.
Changes color.
Changes color too. That's incredible. When you said simple, yeah, that's simple. We got a very straightforward shot, understanding what's going on. So what are we going to do next? We want to basically get a better view of what we've done so far, which is we have done a query, we have set up a metric, we've baselined it, we set up a health rule on top of that, we did a widget on the dashboard. But all of this you can already do today with the features in AppDynamics. So what are you excited about in fall 16?
I've been waiting for you to ask me that, Kendall. Our team
Perfect.
is pretty excited about fall 16, and I'm very excited to bring 3 new killer features, which I'm going to showcase to you today. It all started with conversion analysis, and funnel analysis is what powers that. So let's fire that one up first.
Sounds good.
So far, we've been doing all the business metrics in this demo on transaction data, but you could also do this on session data, which brings me to the second new thing we've added in fall 16, browser and mobile sessions.
That's great. So for AppDynamics, we showed you a browser-based app, but for many of you, you also have mobile apps, iOS, Android, etc. So that session information is incredibly important, and we're excited to support that.
That's right. So as a first step, I'm going to look at how many users landed on our homepage.
Okay. So you're going to go ahead and go in and actually pick the exact page.
Yeah. As a next step, let's look at how many of those users logged in.
So now he's adding another bar, which is effectively who's made it successfully through the login page. And this is pretty cool. I noticed something on the right here, Amod, which is you've got this abandon rate.
That's right. So the new funnel widget not only shows you how many users are going through each step, it also tells you how many users are abandoning at each step. As a third and final step, let me just add the cart page. And now you can see the number of abandoners at each step on the right, and you can also see the overall conversion rate that's automatically calculated for you.
That's cool. So we're starting to see our funnel, which is great.
I can title it and save it back to the same dashboard.
Awesome. We've got our big green circle. We've got a basic funnel. Looks like things are actually going quite well. You know, one of the things, though, as a marketer, as a digital leader, that I'm always concerned about is we have a lot of different types of customers. There's a lot of different types of people in the room here. And you all have different journeys through the website. There are different segments. So, you know, one of the key questions is, how do I use AppDynamics to get a better understanding of the segmented experience? And, you know, let's go ahead and maybe ask the question, how are our best customers actually performing? Maybe our platinum customers?
Yeah, that's a great question. And that is where we needed to enhance AppDynamics query language to bring to you the most powerful query language for business users. Let's take a look at how easy it is to get to the percentage of platinum customers interacting through our website. Since I've already showed you how ADQL works, I'm just going to copy-paste from a query that I have saved from before, paste it into the ADQL box. And
That's
that's
cool.
it.
You want to go ahead and zoom in, show people maybe some of the new things here. I noticed that you added this filter capability.
Yes. So in Fall 16, you also get the access to math operators like multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction between fields and aggregated values. But what makes this really powerful is the filter command that lets you subselect from a global where clause. So you're not just limited to a global transaction name and an application name. You can subselect from that data set and find out how many Platinum users are going through your website. In this example, you can hit save and save that widget back to the same dashboard.
That's cool. It's starting to look pretty great. That's a great tour of the Fall 16 features. We basically saw the ability to add the funnel and do that conversion analysis, ADQL, user session data. I'm looking at this dashboard, though, and I'm wondering if we need something a little bit prettier for our CEO, David. Do you have something maybe that we could kind of spruce this up a little bit for us, Amod?
Kendall, I'm not a designer, but I spent some hours to put together this dashboard. Let me walk you through what you're seeing here.
Okay.
You've got some KPIs about your business. We've got total number of sales on the left-hand side, total number of customers on your website in the last 15 minutes, number of orders placed, average order value. Each of them is tied to a health rule like the one that I just created. You can see sales by category at the bottom, different types of items that are being bought. You can see customer visits over time in the last 15 minutes. And you can see cart yield, which is, again, an example of mathematical operators.
Hey, did it just change?
Yeah, it's
Is that
real
in
time.
real time?
It's
What's
real
happening?
time. It's live.
That's great. Well, this is a really useful view. I can kind of get this clean picture of our business health across a lot of top metrics. I can even look at a histogram. I can look at the cart yield and some advanced queries. Well, how do I use this if something's going wrong? Because everything is green right now. But let's assume for a moment that things don't always work perfectly.
Yeah, things go wrong from time to time, and you can use this KPI-based dashboard to get alerted about those anomalies. So part of the challenge with doing this on stage is this is live in production, so I can't trick it. But a few hours earlier, I saw things going live, and I was alerted to the number of orders deviating from baseline. This is the exact view that I saw then. The numbers of order placed had changed its color from green to red, indicating that something was wrong, but it wasn't telling me exactly which step of the way things were going wrong. This is where the conversion analysis comes in. I can use the funnel widget that I created before to find out exactly where things went wrong. I've linked that widget with this dashboard. And before I go deeper, let me explain the setup here. You've got a full funnel now of all the steps that a customer on AppDynamics would go through, all the way from homepage to order confirmation. You've got the number of users on the left-hand side and associated health rule widgets. On the right-hand side, you've got the back-end transactions that power that website and the associated health rules with the performance of those back-end transactions.
It's pretty cool. This is the first time I've ever seen the conversion funnel with application performance on one side, business performance on the other side. Incredibly useful. And this is updating in real time. So we know if there's an issue on the technical side or even on the business side.
That's exactly right. As you can see, the number of payment submissions is deviating from baseline, the number of order confirmations is deviating from baseline, along with the health of the confirmation transactions. So let's take a look at what's happening with the confirmation transactions.
Okay.
I can drill down into a pre-saved search. That'll filter all the error transactions. I can open one up, drill down to the exact line of code that'll tell me what went wrong, and start troubleshooting from here.
That's pretty cool. So, we've got an amazing team. Oh, yeah, go ahead. Please, we love it. I mean, you saw in just a couple clicks his ability to go from the highest level dashboard on business health through to that conversion funnel, identify it's a technical issue, and get to the call graph. And we have an amazing DevOps team at AppDynamics. Arpit and team, they're doing a killer job. So I know those guys are going to swarm. They're going to solve this issue and have it fixed. But I noticed one thing earlier, which is we had a number of failed transactions during this time. So as the marketer, tell me about these people who, they were about to give us their money through an e-commerce transaction, and we lost them.
Yeah, because we have data collectors set up, I can tell exactly who these people are, their email addresses. I can also download this list as a CSV very easily. Open that up and send it to you.
Oh, that's great. So we've got this. Wow, we've got some really important customers here. Jake Gyllenhaal, Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio. It's good to see, who our customers are at AppDynamics? Awesome. Well, this is incredible from a marketing perspective. We can focus on the remediation campaign. We can go back to these customers and win back their trust. As I said before, that brand equity, it's won and lost in these moments. Before they finish their Christmas shopping on somebody else's website, we can go back to them with a right discount. So a critical, critical moment. But one of the things that I noticed here is, going back to the funnel, it's not always the technical side. It's not always the application. Sometimes, Amod, it's not you. Sometimes it's me.
Kendall, we've always suspected sometimes it's you, but for the first time, we've got solid evidence.
OK. Oh, there you go. Oh, thank you. I just got here, and they already feel that. That's great.
In this example, when things went wrong, I knew that performance of the application was up to the mark. If health of every single business transaction was green, but the number of people who were adding items to cart and downward was deviating from baseline. AppDynamics may not be able to replace all your BI tools, but when something like this happens, we want to alert you in real time, in a matter of minutes, not hours, not weeks, not days. And in this particular case, we fired off a notification to the pricing channel in Slack. And the team was on it.
Oh, that's great. So something was wrong on the business side. We've been running a number of promotions, getting ready for the holidays, trying new things out before Black Friday. Looks like we're running some different discounts on these fancy high-top sneakers. And here we are. We got an alert, which is incredible. AppDynamics giving us that ability and that awareness that we need to take real-time action. So now the key people in our pricing channel can swarm. They can figure out and diagnose, is this a specific incident, and can we roll back and get it fixed?
Yep.
That's incredible. Well, let me go ahead and kind of summarize what you've seen in this Business IQ demo. It's been really a couple minutes to set up, whether it is going from query to metric, putting a baseline on that metric, setting up a health rule, building a widget, building a funnel with real-time performance data on the application side, on the business side, and the ability to drill down on either side, whether that is on the technical team side or on the business team side. So this is incredible. I feel like we're going to have awesome speed as a team. Yeah. You and me, business and IT as great partners. Thanks, Amod. Great job again to you and the whole team on the release.
Thanks,
Please thank him. Thanks, man. Great job. It's just incredible how quickly we're able to do that. And our customers are really the ones who've pushed us on this vision. They're the ones who've wanted to drive deep business impact and drive it faster. I'm a million-mile flyer on United. I've been one for 10 years. Their company doing a great job in a really tough industry where customer loyalty and experience, it's won with every flight. It's won every minute, and how they handle the difficult moments. And let's go ahead and listen to their story.